Welcome to Gray Overload. I'm Anthony, and Nvidia is unlaunching the 12 gig 4080. They're having two 4080s, one at 12 gigs and one at 16 gigs, with much different performance as they released a few days ago now. Yeah, a few days ago is one thing that I think with the backlash that they got of the such discrepancy of the two versions, that they decided that the backlash of what the community is giving them is not worth it, which is a first for Nvidia, or one of the first to take this step back, because they've done this a lot with other cards, especially low-end cards, putting in different memory versions or even different DDR versus GDDR memory versions, which had some significant performance differences. Now, this is going to be to your top end of your stack, and more people are going to notice it because it's going to get more media coverage than that low end stuff. So, this is just something Nvidia now is on launching. But as you see, what they did here, if the lines around the block and enthusiasm for the 4090 are an indication, the reception for the 4080 will be awesome. They're using it to advertise, to really push that 16 gig 4080 that is on track for November 16th. They don't want people to lose track of that. They want to push this launch, right? They have to keep their name in there, and they're going to keep on pushing. Now, another thing crossed my mind too on this was maybe Nvidia is just taking a step back, because I want to see how AMD does with the Radeon and where they're going to price that at. I could see a scenario where they just pull this back for a little bit. They don't even rename it. They just still keep the 4080 12 gig and push that out the door if AMD doesn't come out strong enough or cheap enough. So that's one scenario I see. Now, will that happen? I don't think so. I think that what they're going to do, I mean, this card is really a 4070, maybe even a little bit lower than that, right? It's 30% difference between this and the 4080 16 gig, which is a pretty big drop if you're trying to keep them in the same class there. Is this a 4060 Ti? Is this, and the 4070 is a little bit more powerful than this card is already? I don't know, right? That's something where once we see what Nvidia does to fill out the stack, that might make more sense. Does Nvidia change the price of the 4080 16 gig? I have not taken a look at a Newegg lately of the 4090, but if that's selling out, maybe they keep it up. But if, let's say that the 4090 is in stock, or is in stock everywhere, right? It's not flying off the shelves. Do you does Nvidia then at that point say, you know what, we're going to have to just keep this, keep this as for ourselves, lower the prices so that we don't have the stock issues that we have currently, right? Maybe they do that. Time will tell to see where they kind of go down this route and if they change their minds. But those are a couple areas I was thinking in my head of what Nvidia might be doing. But let me know, do you think this is a good idea of what Nvidia did? Do you think that Nvidia should maybe keep it at a 12 gig 4080, or do you think Nvidia changing it to like a 4070 is a good move? I really want to hear your feedback on this. I'm still in shock that Nvidia did this, right? They never go back on stuff like this. They're a marketing machine. Jensen's even said that on stage, right? Not the exact words, but he's mentioned that they don't have issues, they don't have supply chain issues, none of this stuff. And it seems, well, they have overstock, and now they're having this naming scheme. So who knows what Jensen really knows? But just looking at Newegg, and I know you can go to Amazon and everything else. They are, they look like that they are all sold out. So yeah, out of stock, out of stock. So I'd like to see that 4080 drop down to that like $799, where the 2080 was at its launch. I don't think that that's going anywhere, but that would be a nice spot. That's still. I'm going to say this again, right? I bought a $250 used 6700 XT, and the most expensive graphics card I've ever bought was $500. I'm still not there at spending more than that. So I like to see high end in that $500 range, but I also understand that might be something I never see again. Oh gosh, but we'll see where it all goes. But let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are on this. It seems like a huge marketing thing that they were trying to get their name out there again with this, and Nvidia needs to, especially going to this downturn of the economy. Nvidia wants to keep with the numbers. We've already seen some stuff with AMD, Intel, and their numbers with this quarter and or layoffs, and that's going to make it tougher for some of these companies to really make Wall Street want to go after their stock. So with that, I want to thank you guys for watching. Thank you for taking the time to help support Grow Everyone and help this channel grow. I really appreciate it. I do have to get a review out for a smartish thermostat, which I've upgraded to another one, so I want to do a review. I used it for a couple years. Want to get that out. Got to get my framework review out, and there's a lot of stuff that's on my plate here that I want to get out to you guys. So hopefully I can get that out to you really soon. With that, thank you so much. God bless, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.